Get out of the car, now! The young white police officer barked the order as if he were addressing a criminal, not a calm, middle-aged black man sitting quietly behind the wheel of his old silver SUV. "Is there a problem, officer?" the man asked, keeping both hands visible on the steering wheel. His voice was firm, but respectful. "There will be if you don't step out immediately," the officer snapped, one hand resting on his holster. The man sighed, unbuckled slowly, and stepped out. His back was straight, his eyes steady, the look of someone who had endured worse than a traffic stop. But the tension in the air was thick. Cars slowed down to watch. "License and registration," the officer demanded. The man handed them over. "It's all there, officer." The officer looked at the name, Malcolm Hayes. He squinted, unimpressed. "What's your reason for being in this neighborhood? You don't look like you belong here." Malcolm's brows furrowed slightly. "I'm here to attend a community veterans event at the town hall. I served 22 years in the United States Army, sir." The officer smirked. "Yeah, sure you did. I hear that one a lot." Malcolm took a deep breath. He had dealt with arrogance before, in combat zones, in civilian life, but there was something uniquely painful about being doubted for his service, his sacrifice, and his humanity. The sun was beginning to set, casting long orange shadows across the street. The young officer, Officer Reynolds, circled Malcolm's car, tapping on the trunk as if expecting to find hidden trouble. "Mind if I search the vehicle?" he asked. "Yes, actually, unless you have probable cause," Malcolm said calmly. That answer only fueled Reynolds' irritation. "Listen, buddy, I don't have time for your attitude. You fit a description and—" "A description of what, officer?" Malcolm's voice hardened. "Of someone suspicious. SUV, dark skin, driving slow through a high-end neighborhood." Malcolm stared at him, speechless. The weight of those words hung heavy between them. "Do you know what it's like," Malcolm said quietly, "to come home from serving your country and still be treated like a threat in your own?" Reynolds ignored the question. "Step back, sir. Hands where I can see them." People nearby began recording with their phones. Malcolm could feel his heart pounding, not out of fear, but disappointment. "Son," he said, his tone low and controlled, "you're making a mistake." Reynolds scoffed. "Don't son me. You don't tell me what to do. I'm the one in charge here." An SUV pulled up nearby. Out stepped a tall, composed woman in a navy blue suit, Captain Brianna Cole, the precinct commander. Her presence immediately shifted the energy. "Officer Reynolds, what's going on here?" Reynolds straightened up, surprised. "Ma'am, I stopped this man because he was acting suspiciously, refused to cooperate." Cole turned her gaze toward Malcolm and froze. "Sergeant Major Hayes?" she said softly, disbelief washing over her face. Reynolds blinked. "Wait, what?" Malcolm gave a small nod. "Hello, Captain Cole. It's been a while." You know him?" Cole folded her arms. "Know him? Sergeant Major Malcolm Hayes is a decorated war veteran, one of the most respected men I've ever served with. He trained half the officers in this district during our joint leadership program 2 years ago." Reynolds' face turned pale. Malcolm stayed silent, his eyes on the ground. "Officer Reynolds," Cole continued sharply, "I hope you have a very good explanation for detaining a veteran who has given more to this country than most people ever will." Reynolds stammered. "Ma'am, I didn't realize he didn't say—" "I did say," Malcolm interrupted gently, his voice heavy with quiet authority. "You just didn't believe me." The street was silent. Even the onlookers who'd been recording seemed to sense the gravity of the moment. Captain Cole took a deep breath. "Sergeant Major Hayes, on behalf of this department, I apologize for this incident." Malcolm nodded. "Apology accepted, ma'am, but it's not about me. It's about the next man who looks like me and doesn't have a title to prove his worth." Reynolds lowered his head, ashamed. "Sir, I'm sorry, I let my assumptions get the best of me. Malcolm looked at him for a long moment. Then, instead of anger, he offered something unexpected: compassion. You're young, Malcolm said, and maybe you think the badge gives you power, but real power comes from respect, not fear. The way you treat people when you think no one's watching, that's what defines you. Reynolds swallowed hard, his eyes wet. You're right, sir. Malcolm gave a faint smile. You've got a lot of years ahead of you to make it right. Captain Cole nodded approvingly. Officer Reynolds, consider this your wake-up call. You'll be attending every bias and sensitivity training available. Dismissed. Reynolds saluted awkwardly before walking away, his pride crushed, but his perspective forever changed. Later that evening, at the town hall event, Malcolm stood at the podium. Rows of veterans filled the seats, medals glinting in the light. But one face stood out at the back: Officer Reynolds, sitting quietly, listening. Malcolm's voice carried through the hall. Tonight we honor not just the courage of those who served overseas, but the strength it takes to keep serving here at home in a world still learning what equality truly means. He paused. We all wear different uniforms, but beneath them we share one flag, one humanity. Respect is not something you earn with rank, it's something you give because it's right. Reynolds bowed his head, tears welling in his eyes. After the ceremony, he approached Malcolm. Thank you for letting me stay. I'll do better. Malcolm placed a hand on his shoulder. That's all any of us can do. Learn, grow, and keep showing up with humility. Never judge someone by their appearance or status. True respect is earned through understanding, compassion, and humility. Power means nothing if it's used to belittle others, but it means everything when it's used to lift others up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our videos. Thanks for watching.